Alemayehu Tegenu, born in 1963 in Ethiopia, married with 2 daughters. In 1991, graduated from the Tashkent Institute for Engineers of Irrigation and Mechanization of Agriculture. From October 2015 to April 2018, served as head of the office of the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Permanent participant in international conferences on energy issues, the development of modern technologies and water resources.
Your Excellency, good day. So my first question is about Russia and Ethiopia have close historical and spiritual ties. As you know, Ethiopia is one of few African countries where Orthodoxy is the state religion. So in June, you've met Our Holiness Kirill, the Patriarch of Moscow and all Russia. So what agreements have been reached as a result of this meeting?
Well, thank you very much. To correct one thing here, Ethiopia has no state religion. The government is a secular government. Religion is independent by law in our country. As you have said, yes, we have very historical relations with Russia. Our Orthodox Church and the Russian Orthodox Church, they enjoy very good relations. This relation is a long-standing relation. Recently, I met His Holiness Patriarch Kirill in his office. Using this opportunity, I would like to thank His Holiness for giving me an opportunity to visit and discuss different issues with him, and for His Holiness's blessings. The meeting with our Patriarch Abuna Matthias held last year. It was very fruitful meeting. During the meeting, they discussed and agreed to establish bilateral committee. This bilateral committee works in identifying area of cooperation. They have already identified some cooperations have already started, like education cooperation. His Holiness Patriarch Kirill gave Ethiopian Orthodox Church 2 scholarships. They will come this year and start their education. There is also another area of cooperation, that is religious crafts exchange. So the bilateral committee is working good. In the future, the relation is getting strong and stronger.
So Ethiopia is called the economic miracle of Africa, but less than 20 years ago, Ethiopia was one of the poorest countries in the world. So can you tell me, what's the secret of economic and social growth right now?
Yes, as you have said it, Ethiopia is the fastest growing economy in Africa and as well as in the world. The per capita income currently is $883 US. The economy is growing very fast year to year. The secret of this growth is our policy and the strategy, the development of infrastructure, the attraction of foreign direct investment, the construction of industrial parks.
So what kind of investments I'm interested?
Different kinds of investments in garment, the manufacturing. There are a lot of investments that now in the country. You see, especially the industrial park is very important for investors. Everything is ready there, the shade, electricity, water supply, customs facilities. It is, with these all facilities, it is encouraging the investment. That is why the investment attraction of the country is very high.
Today, the ecological issue is one of the most pressing in the world, as you know. So countries learn from each other's experience in the question of renewable energy. And I know about the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam that is built in Ethiopia. So can you tell me more about this project?
Yes, 99% of Ethiopian energy supplies is from renewable energy. Our energy sources are hydro, geothermal, wind, solar. Those are the energy sources of Ethiopia, which it contributes for renewable energy development. With regard to Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, this dam is a very big dam. It is a national project. This dam is constructed in the way that it does not harm the downstream countries. It is designed on the principles of equitable utilization, insignificant harm for downstream countries, cooperation. Those are the principles that this dam is designed. This dam is a very big dam. It is the first in Africa and seventh in the world. It is for the whole Africa, not only for Ethiopia. Ethiopia is connected with neighboring countries, Sudan, Kenya, Djibouti.
It will connect these countries, right?
It is connected, It is connected by the power supply. So we want to reach other African countries through this interconnection. This dam is very important for those countries. It is not the project, only the project of Ethiopia. It is the project of the whole Africa.
So, the rapid reduction in the amount of fresh water is one of the main problems as well of the mankind today. So what's being done in Ethiopia about this? How do you reserve or preserve water?
You see, annually we receive much rainfall in Ethiopia. To recharge groundwater, we have to harvest this rainwater in order to sink to the ground to have fresh water. In this regard, our farmers annually they do a lot of dams and catch dams to harvest this rainfall. Harvesting rainfall, it will refresh the groundwater. In this case, we have given a very serious attention to keep our fresh water, to avoid the scarcity of fresh water. We always mobilize the whole society, especially the farmers, and we do also the protection of groundwater by the environmental regulations. This is number one. Number two, you see, we annually plant, especially this year, our Prime Minister designed to plant 4 billion plants in the country. So this plantation of these trees will contribute for groundwater. It has a power to attract rain. So this is also one way of keeping our groundwater in the way that we want. So tree plantation is one of the important things that we have to annually, especially the way the Prime Minister designed this year is very encouraging and very amazing. 4 billion trees is too much, too many. So anyway, this is how we keep our environment. This is how we try to create a green economy, or to have carbon-free or zero carbon economy. Not only the water that we trying to protect, we also trying to keep our ecology free of carbon.
So the connections between our two countries are very close. We have already talked about the religion of Orthodoxy between Russian people and Ethiopian people. So could you please tell us what will further development of economic and social contacts between Russia and Ethiopia will be? What are we trying to achieve together?
Russia, Ethiopia have a good relation, long-standing relation. We have celebrated 120 years.
120 years?
Yeah, 120 years diplomatic.
It's not even about Russia and China, about 70 years only. 120, that's gosh.
Yeah, we all-time friends.
Friends, okay,
we all-time friends. We all-time friends. We have a good cooperation. We established a bilateral commission to work together. We have signed a lot of agreements. Now we started implementation of those agreements. I think through this implementation of these agreements, our cooperation is getting good,
stronger and closer each day. So,
yeah.
what, for example, what kind of agreements have we signed recently?
We recently signed a roadmap for nuclear development for peace purpose. As already I mentioned, our energy sources, hydro, geothermal, wind and solar, this is not enough for our economy. This is not enough for our population. Our population is 108 million. It is a very big population, second to Nigeria. 12 is in the world. So for this population, we need additional energy supply. That the sources that we have now is not enough. That is why we are trying to produce electricity from nuclear, and we started cooperation with Russia, Rosatom.
As you know, in Russia, there are lots of universities where Russian people study African languages, for example, MGIMO, MGU, and so on. Ruden, I suppose you know it. But unfortunately, there are not so many Ethiopian people or students who do study in Russian universities. So, you are, as ambassador, I'd like to ask you, are you planning to establish closer social and cultural ties with our countries? So do people from Ethiopia want to study in Russian universities, and do they have such an opportunity?
We have a few students in Russian university currently. It is not too many, like the time of Soviet Union.
So I suppose in Soviet Union there were lots of students from Ethiopia, right?
Yes, there are a lot of Ethiopian students during the Soviet Union. 24,000 24,000 graduated from Russian, the Soviet Union higher education. Currently, we have a few students. Anyway. We are trying to increase number of students in Russian higher education. I hope that the number will improve. With regard to culture, we have already signed an agreement to work together. Russia is very rich. They have a lot of things to my country to learn. And we have also rich in different traditions and culture. Since we signed the agreement in cultural relation, I think in the future we have to strengthen this. That will bring a sort of improvement.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for this talk. It was a pleasure for us. Thanks for being so welcomed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I also thank you.